Chief Operations Officer's Log, Stardate 48412.3. Captain Lee and Commander Edwards have been pulled away for a dinner with some VIPs visiting Deep Space Fortitude, or as Commander Edwards likes to call it, mandatory fun. We've been tasked with transporting some cargo for one of the visiting dignitaries. Easy enough mission with the added bonus of keeping me out of that dinner.
So, Kelly, you find yourself on the bridge. Nishizumi at her post, and blue shirts are hanging out somewhere where the nerds hang out.
She's just sitting there, tapping on a pad.
What's on the pad?
Hey, Nishizumi.
Yes.
How many planets out there with nice weather do you think would let me actually build an FA-3 and fly it around?
An FA what?
21st century fighter craft.
I can check.
Please do.
Is there a roll for that?
Yeah, there is.
I was away for a second. What happened?
Kelly's in charge for all of 30 seconds before she brought up aircraft. Yeah, that's going to be a insight.
Risa would probably let you do it.
Con.
Insight con, alright.
Difficulty 2.
Oh, that's got holiday.
Let's give it all that sexy momentum.
Not too bad. Alright. Astro navigations and focus?
No, you get no
No.
focuses. Unless Kelly wants to assist.
Alright. Difficulty 2?
Yep.
2. Alright. Give you 1 threat for bold. And go and roll.
You are determined to know what she is talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just leave it as is.
Yeah, you know
That's pretty
exactly what she's talking about. Some 21st century aircraft.
Surprisingly.
And that's Saoirse for you. Incredibly unpredictable. No one can think what she's going to say next.
Since this is a one-shot and we're not dealing with immediate mortal danger, there is something that I've been wanting to do with those Borg nanites that I got from Saoirse.
Oh?
Ooh.
Way to put us, in mortal danger here soon.
I wanted to keep them in isolation, but I wanted to see if the Borg hardware, now that the software has been stripped out of it, can be repurposed.
You want to make tiny little supercomputers.
I want to make possible medical nanites to assist with surgeries.
Okay. Building medical nanites. That's
So
going to be...
if you're doing that in the science lab, I would say that would be where I would have headed directly after leaving my quarters too. So I might very well be there when you got there. So you know.
I'm sorry, I can't quite hear what's happening.
Oh, I said if you were doing that in the science lab, I might very well be there because I would have come there straight from my quarters just to check.
Yeah, I would have gone to the science lab closest to sickbay.
Okay. In the one-shot folder, in the character thing, you'll find a new extended task for yourselves. As soon as I click that button. Extended task, tiny little helpers.
I approve of this name.
I figured you would.
Alrighty. Wow, this seems like a lot.
You're fucking with Borg tech. You deserve this.
Technically, none of the original Borg software is in those nanites. It was all pushed out by the other stuff. We checked it, double checked it, and triple checked it.
You're still messing with Borg tech.
That's true.
And remember,
Would you say that
every breakthrough you get reduces difficulty.
That is true.
So
Would
a
you,
3 to
would
start.
you say that your character is fairly nervous or fairly just excited about the idea of doing this?
Actually, I'd like Dr. Hagen to Saoirse Kelly, Lieutenant Commander Kelly. Sorry.
Captain.
Ellie here. What's up?
If you would be so kind as to meet me in the science lab near sick bay, I have an idea.
Well, I'm kind of in the big chair right now. It'll have to wait until after my shift. I know, responsibility. It's weird.
I mean, we could always leave Nishizumi in the big chair.
We could.
It involves your nanites.
Nishizumi, you have the con.
She just walks away from her post.
It happens.
Okay, Nishizumi is just going to note it for later and just report it report it later.
Okay. I'd like to know this is a thing called Captain's Prerogative.
To step away when requested.
Yeah.
Especially by the acting XO, which I think I am at this point.
You are. You are Chief Medical Officer and Acting XO. There is no one to tell you what you're doing is technically wrong. When the cat's away...
You notice that Duratal is literally sitting there typing away at a screen, and if you pay any attention to it, she's totally just distracted trying to listen to what trying to pay attention to what you're doing, and is not actually hitting any actual buttons on the screen. She's just trying to look busy.
What is Dura's rank?
Chief Petty Officer.
Chief, good, you're here. We could actually use you.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm busy, but
second thought. One moment. I need to check something.
Go away.
Can I check and see
her antenna?
if
Her antenna
Dora
just
is
down.
actually cleared to even know about the thing that we're about to do?
Yeah, you can. As the Chief Medical Officer and Acting XO, you have access to her personal logs. Personal file. And
Just
you can check for
quick-
clearance. Yep.
Clearance code.
She is not.
She is not.
No. That didn't stop you originally either.
That's fair, and she's a member of the crew at this point, and
I'm
the
acting
ship
science
counselor.
officer. Yeah, acting science officer and ship counselor. Yeah.
And as ship's counselor, she would have to have access to that information at the very least to treat the patient.
Yeah.
Still promotion.
All right, Mrs. Thal, would you have gone through Kelly's file yet?
Would I have had a chance to? I don't know how
Oh,
much
yeah.
time has actually passed. Oh, yes. And actually, yes, it's very fascinating. This whole crew is fascinating. But, I mean, just the broad strokes, I haven't really done a deep dive yet.
I prefer to think of ourselves as a ragtag crew of misfits.
Oh, Kelly, you're here. Excellent. Quick Starfleet intelligence clearance question. Can we read her in on this?
Well, she is part of the medical staff, so she has a baseline understanding of what happened with me anyway.
Right. Okay. Chief, we are going to read you in on a sensitive matter. We currently have a supply of Borg nanites that have been stripped of their Borg programming. And
Okay.
I have had an idea to use those nanites to create medical nanites that can assist in surgery.
Because there's no way this carefully laid plan could possibly end in failure.
There are many ways that this carefully laid plan could end in failure, which is why I would like as much backup as I possibly can get.
Oh,
That
certainly.
was the joke, Doc.
Oh, and by the way, it wasn't
You know I'm not good at those.
we instead of the favor, we got the Starfleet citation for conspicuous gallantry is what we ended up using.
Yeah.
Yes. So, is there some kind of roll we're going to need to do to try and get this started?
Okay, yeah. So,
Yes.
first off, you're going to have to do the whole study the nanites, try to figure out the way you want to go through this. And that's going to fall to Kestra. Correction, Kelly. So that's going to be a reason engineering, difficulty 3. Just basically point her in the right direction to lay down the groundwork of reprogramming these little guys.
Be more than happy to once my character sheet loads. Okay, there we go. Reason engineering difficulty 3?
Yep.
I assume this has to do with the study or programming of a computer system?
Yes.
And a computer's focus?
Yes, your computer's focus will technically work here.
Whee!
If not your robotics focus, because they are tiny little robots. Alright, 4 successes on the board. Roll your work track, which of course is 7, 2 plus 5.
The doc or me?
You.
Okay.
This extended task is shared, based on who gets the first breakthrough, then I move on to the next person. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Oh, that shit's getting re-rolled.
So close
There
to 2
we go.
breakthroughs.
Oh, the facings didn't fucking load on mine. It looked like there were 6 blanks.
Yeah, no. You're at 8 successes.
We
The-
could roll those 2 blanks and see if we can get 2 more successes.
I think that's a good plan. It'd still leave us with
Yeah.
fucking 3 momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wah.
Wah, wah.
Closer than we were.
Correct.
Yeah, you successfully made your first breakthrough, and Kelly, you point out the ideal path to start programming these things. Now, of course, programming is not going to be the only thing you have to do. You're going to have to modify them physically, which is where it's going to come down to Durathal. So,
All right.
to give it tiny little laser scalpels and tiny little hyposprays and whatever tiny little things Kestra wants to add.
So here is my vision for this. There are sections of capillaries, arteries, nervous system bits, neural biology that is dangerous to access from the outside. But if we can direct these nanites to repair damage internally, we can gain access to areas that normally would be impossible to operate upon.
Fascinating. Yeah, I think I see where you're going with this. And what should I do?
So, for you to assist in this is going to be a control science difficulty 2.
Not reason. Darn it.
The reasons
All
you
right.
made. Now you're
Yeah, I know. Reason and presence and insight are my good ones. All right. All right. So just looking at, am I using any particular tools for this?
you're basically using computers and replicators and tiny
Okay.
torches.
I have cautious science, so I should probably grab another D20 with that. Or no, that's Wait.
Yeah, you spend momentum, get a dice at the very least.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm trying to remember how to do this now. I got control, I got science, and
Yep,
then I
hit
do
perform task. Yep. And then you get a little pop-up. If there's a focus you want to try to use.
Oh, yes.
No.
No?
Yeah, I don't think any of those.
Oh,
I've got
that's
bionics / cybernetic implants as a focus.
Mhm.
Are you assisting?
I can.
Not sensor ops wouldn't work, right?
No, sensor ops are not going to work.
Yeah. All right, then. Yeah, no focus. Just talents.
Yeah.
And we're going to
said-
use.
Control science for the assist.
Absolutely. Control science for the assist.
And then
And
I
bionic
will,
cybernetic implants work.
Absolutely.
and then the number of dice I'm going to use is I add
3.
1 to 3.
Yep.
And
Hey.
All right.
3
4 successes on the board. All right. So to roll your work, hit perform challenge and make that dice pool 6, which is 2 plus the discipline you used, which is 4.
Oh, nice.
All right. 6
Hey-o.
successes.
Even Steve could have won with those cards, and all he can say is "Heyo."
Okay. With Kestra looking over your shoulder, you manage to do the physical modifications to the tiny Borg nanites. Naturally, due to the nature of them, you pretty much got one down and they just started replicating that amongst the other thousands. The last thing to do is give it all the medical knowledge you need to give it. So, Doc,
Mm-hmm.
reason, medicine, difficulty 1.
Cool. I'm gonna buy a dice just in case.
I was going to say I'll assist, but if you told me difficulty 1.
I assume that's with cautious, so you want the momentum by?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I've got anything here. Bionic cybernetic implant supply as a focus or surgery? Either one?
Considering what you're doing, both apply.
Okay.
You are giving
Using
surgery
focus.
skills to bionic and cybernetic implants. 4 successes. Roll your work track.
Yes. That is 2 plus 5, so 7.
Yep. All right. The 3 of you wipe the sweat off your brows after hours of work on this, and you think you got it, but you won't know until you test them. Just add the note, fucking advantage, tiny little surgeons, or something like that.
Medical nanites is what I was gonna do.
Oh, that's less fun.
How do I add a note here? Oh, here we go.
Up on the bridge, while he adds his note, Lieutenant Dune turns his chair towards you, Nishizumi, and Captain, detecting some sort of radiation burst, like propelling towards us.
Radiation burst.
Yes, ma'am.
Scan it. Can you scan it?
Absolutely.
Can you determine if it's a ship or not?
It's not coming up as a ship. I'm scanning as quickly as I can, but it's going to hit us.
Raise shields, evasive action, base maneuvers.
Wait, does Ray Shields initiate yellow alert?
Definitely a red alert as well. Either or.
As soon as that
Yeah,
raises, I'm gonna start running towards the bridge.
Yeah, Saoirse just looks at the lights and goes, I think I need to go.
Yes, me too.
Okay,
Shields are up, and Kelly, Mitchell. Fucking sakes. Fucking character names. Lieutenant Mitchell throws the belly of the ship towards the burst and starts trying to get away. The entire ship rocks, lights start to flicker, and power cuts out, and everything comes back online a few seconds later.
I will just.
Report.
Kelly to
damage
bridge?
Yes.
What the hell was
Listen.
that?
There's some kind of radiation that was heading towards us. We do not know what it was. We just narrowly hold hold fast or stand fast. Okay. Who is in charge of the sensors?
To be Lieutenant Dude.
Dune. Dune, can you tell me what where is this radiation?
I can
Uh,
give you a direction, ma'am, but it's not like a permanent burst.
Did it just pass us?
It passed through us, ma'am.
Passed through us.
Yes, we did not get out of the way in time.
All right. Commander Kelly. The bridge to Commander Kelly.
I'm still here in the turbo lift on my way.
Right. Okay.
I'm here as well.
Well, it appears that the radiation appears to went through us. I would suggest medical to check up every single crew
Wait.
member on board.
Yeah, Doc, get on that. Prioritize the
Dr.
areas that
Hagen
the radiation
to
passed
medical
through.
staff. Report. Casualty report. Anyone hurt?
Casualty reports start coming in. There's a few minor lacerations and injuries from being jostled, thrown about, but no worse for wear.
Right, but
Doesn't look
I
like anyone's
would
seriously
suggest to get everyone checked up for radiation exposure, just in
And
case.
check the internal sensor logs. Look for any spikes.
Agreed. Dune, can you figure out what kind of radiation that was?
As you say that, the turbo lift doors open and Kelly and Kestra step onto the bridge. Yes, ma'am, I'll try.
Awesome,
If it passed
fantastic.
through us,
I cannot
that's a
get out.
problem.
At
Yes.
first, I go
Shields were
over to
up.
the science station and catch myself, and then head back towards the exo seat.
Shields were up. So
Tenton Ishizumi,
whatever-
you're relieved?
Thank you.
And I did come with too, so head right to. If there's a, is the science station open or?
Yes, the science station is open. Science lab and science station share a square.
Okay.
Not that the squares
Dude.
actually matter. Yes, ma'am.
Basically, I just immediately start trying to identify anything I can pull up about the nature of the radiation, anything.
Dude, look into the power systems, see what caused that brownout. Burst of radiation shouldn't have done that to our power systems.
It also went through our shields, whatever that was.
It was very high energy.
Can
means-
Can I take a look at the frequency of the radiation to see if it would cause damage to the organic tissue on
Yeah,
direct exposure?
So currently Thal is attempting to get the information you require.
Okay.
Dune is doing what Kelly asked him to. And as he's typing away, he lifts his hand up to his forehead, goes, yeah. And just kind of shakes his head and gets back to work.
I'm tricorder out. I'm scanning it.
Oh, doctor, it's just a headache. I get them all the time.
We just got hit with a radiation burst. Let her check out.
Fair enough.
Alrighty, what's the roll here?
Roll for you is going to be... One moment. So,
Daylight on my skin. This is love. You know it.
my wife flew me away to look at a cat.
Understandable.
She's never been in that bed before, not the other 6 beds you see. Okay. So for you, it's going to be Reason Medicine, difficulty 2, because it's generic as scan. And Durathal, you're attempting to isolate the radiation type, is going to be a Reason Science, difficulty 4.
Would neurology or emergency medicine apply?
I guess headaches would fall under neurology.
Okay.
Am I correct that sensor ops for me?
It's sensor ops for you, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, 3 successes from Kestra.
And I don't add anything, or do I?
You add as many dice as you want to buy. Yeah, well, he figures out his dice roll. So the readings coming across your tricorder are what you would expect to see from a headache.
Okay, and there's no elevated levels of any kind of hormone. There's no increased radiation.
Nothing that the tricorder is picking up.
And then I will. I don't know what I. 4.
Let me know if it gets any worse, Doom.
Lieutenant Nishizumi.
Okay, 2
Yes.
seconds because Thal is rolling. So Thal, you bought 2 dice?
Yes. And I do generate a bonus momentum.
It's just, before you do that, I need to know how. Kestra had one Kestra had 1 floating momentum, so I threw that in the pool, but how are you buying those 2 dice?
Difficulty was 1 on that scan.
Yeah, I just used the momentum. You said it was 4 idea. It was my difficulty, correct?
Thal was doing 4, Kestra had 2.
Right.
We'll do 2 rolls at once next time.
Sorry. Okay, and I do generate a bonus momentum for obtain information.
Okay, first you have to tell me how you're buying those 2 dice with momentum.
The momentum.
Okay. All right. So you bought that with cautious. You don't currently succeed. You'll have to re-roll your 19.
Okay. Do I just
hit
one
re-roll
die.
and drop it down to 1 die.
Oh, got it.
All right. 5 successes on the board. All right. We'll answer that. It takes a while for you to gather the information, but that's your success. So you. Yep. Okay.
If I can use the bonus momentum for obtain information, as well as determining the type of radiation, if I could also potentially get an idea of the distance of the original burst or source as well.
Well,
That is precisely what I was going to ask Nishizumi to do.
Yeah, so what you were scanning for was direction and distance.
Oh.
So those ones you're going to get for free. And then you're obtaining information for type.
Oh, okay. That works.
Okay. So, based on math, you could see it's coming from X amount of distance to your starboard. Distance is called like a light year. As for the type of radiation, it takes you a while to comb through the files. And we're talking a bit of time, so this isn't something that Kelly's going to have available right away. But it comes out as a really weird type of radiation called, where is it? Spiroid radiation. It has only ever been recorded once before.
I might be mistaken, but it looks almost like spiroid radiation. I've only heard about this. It's mostly.
I didn't think that had ever been documented in nature.
What do I know about this stuff?
Depends. What do you think you know?
Well, I could open up Memory Alpha right now. But
Sorry,
what does Kelly know?
Yeah.
Yes,
So, reason if you want that, reason science, difficulty 3 off the top of your head for spiroid.
Alright, reason science. Okay, obviously have no focus that would apply to this. Okay, so I'll just roll my base 2 die. Because I have no other choice. Oh, hey!
Alright, 3. Because it's only ever been recorded once, there's not a whole lot of information on it. The only thing that pops to your head is So it's got a weird spiraling formation when looked at under various sensors. It looks, you have your normal radiation waves are going up and down. This one kind of looks like it spirals. It's a very weird result. Doctor, we're getting a lot of reports from the crew. A lot of them are falling ill with headaches and nausea and shortness of breath.
That sounds a lot like radiation sickness.
Okay, I will be down in sickbay if anyone needs me.
Dune falls out of his
suppose
chair.
That makes Nishizumi. You have the XO position. Well, now.
Lieutenant Mitchell,
Head down
please help carry Lieutenant Dune to sickbay.
Yes, ma'am. And Mitchell very wearily helped him to his feet and follows Kestra.
I'm gonna help carry him down to sickbay.
Saoirse
Am I
leans
feeling
back,
any-
crossing her arms a bit.
Am I feeling any adverse effects currently?
No.
Okay.
This doesn't sit right with me. Anyone else here feeling a headache?
A few people start looking around, and a couple of them raise their hands. Nishizumi, you're feeling a little short of breath.
Feeling a little short of breath, but currently, so far, no headaches. So
Well, shit.
Now the fun
Right.
begins.
I think we can only assume that it's a matter of time before anyone displaying these symptoms falls over like Lieutenant Dune. So let's try to get as much done as we can in that short amount of time. Someone tell me what or where that originated?
About 1 light year to starboard.
Yeah, but what's there?
That's what I was just trying to see if we could find out. Can I do a sensor sweep, or is there someone?
Yep.
That would be me.
So that's going to be Insight Science, difficulty 2, just generic scan. However, you do find that the buttons are a little hard to reach. You're feeling a little fatigued, and the buttons seem kind of far away.
Far away.
Doctor, as you walk into sick bay, you notice that the door seems a little taller than it should. Kelly, your feet are dangling from the chair.
And you said that we don't have any momentum currently? Correct?
You have no momentum. Oh,
Please do not tell
Guan.
me we're honey that we shrunk the kidsing this.
I will not tell you that.
I will use one moment. Get nothing. I can at least re-roll one.
Saoirse is going to look at her hand for its proportions, whether she's getting smaller or getting younger.
Oh, there's 2 successes.
Okay. Kelly, that's going to be Insight Science, Insight Medicine, difficulty 1, because you're just trying to access your own memories to see if your hand looks weirder.
Can I do the same thing?
Absolutely.
Right, can I use reason because proportions is math?
I will allow reason.
Xenobiology?
Nope, because you're not Xeno to yourself.
Fair.
Dirthal, you get scanned there, and there is nothing there.
I'm not picking up anything from that location currently, although they could have moved on or just exploded.
All right, Kestra and Cerise, looking at your hands, you notice that they are just physically smaller. You still have all your little age lines.
So just in relation to like the console ahead of you or something.
Computer. Access visual sensors. Record my current height.
Accessing. Height recorded.
What is it?
You are about a foot shorter than you used to be.
Oh, a foot. Whoa.
Kelly, we are shrinking.
So I noticed.
I'm assuming once it's brought to my attention, I'm aware of it as well.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm declaring a ship-wide medical emergency.
Her first reaction is, "No, you're not. You're exactly the same height as before. Oh, wait. No, I am shrinking too."
All right, ship-wide medical emergency goes out. Reports are coming in of people putting 2 and 2 together at this point. Buttons are further away. Motion sensors aren't always picking them up as they pass doors. Nishizumi is probably the shortest person on the ship, so no change.
Ketra's going to check if her uniform is, like, baggy or something.
So I hemmed and hawed over whether or not the clothes should shrink with you. The clothes are shrinking, but it is not a feature. It is a feature of being television.
It's a feature of not wanting to deal with everyone being naked.
Correct.
Well, all we'd have to do is get to a replicator and say, give me a new uniform that fits my size, so.
Saoirse, I think you may need to lock down computer controls. This is an attack. This is an effective one.
Are you sure it's an attack?
I'm not, but better safe than sorry.
Alright,
at least
I'll
lock it down to voice command.
I'll lock it down.
Okay. Well, there's no check. There's no check to lock down a computer system because you have all the command codes required.
The key she's going to put in. The key she's going to put to it is, her subwave transceiver or subspace transceiver.
Okay. All right. So down in sickbay with your various charges.
I'm gonna start scanning, see if I can figure out what in the fuck is happening.
Okay. As you make it over to, are you using like the computers to scan, medical tricorder linked to the computer? How you going?
Biobed.
Biobed. Okay. So
as the most advanced sensor suite on the ship as far as medical technology.
Okay. Lieutenant Dune and Lieutenant Mitchell follow you into sickbay, and Ensign Sorrel sees you guys walking in, and it takes them a bit of effort to get Dune up onto the ever slightly taller table, but eventually he's up there.
Okay. I'm going to just start scanning, get as much data as I can before I get too small to use it.
Okay. So, Insight Science, Medicine, difficulty 4.
Okay.
This is to get you as much information as I can. So if you only get 3, then you'll get enough answers for 3 successes, or 2 successes, and so on and so forth.
We don't have any momentum? I thought we had at least some.
No, Dora spent it.
Yeah, I just used one.
Cool. I'm going to spend 3 threat, maybe 3 threat to get 2 dice.
Okay.
I'm going to say failure is not an option for determination here.
Okay.
And would emergency medicine apply?
I believe it would. Six successes.
Actually, I forgot to hit the focus thing. So 4, 3, and 5 are all crits.
9 successes.
Holy shit!
Like always, you are at home in your sick bay, no matter how far away the ceiling is. Takes a bit to compile all of the data. You've noticed you're about...
I'm on Popper.
Yeah. You're inch by inch getting shorter. You note that by scanning him, that his organic matter is getting smaller and the DNA is twisting tighter and tighter together, so that the space of electrons and nuclei of the atoms are shrinking.
Has anything like this even been theorized as possible?
Theorized in 20th century film, not in 24th century science.
Can I I report this to Kelly.
Alright, if we keep shrinking, then it's only going to be a matter of time before we start experience severe breathing problems. Alright,
Oxygen's going to get too big.
I am going to join you in sick bay. It's a type of radiation. Maybe I can science at it too.
And I will just say, I'm still at my station. I will just say, science officer to, your name is
No.
Dr.
Go ahead.
To medical. I'm curious. We're getting smaller, but are we getting denser, or are we getting just smaller? Is everything shrinking, or are we packing in tighter?
The process is causing the distance between atoms and electrons to decrease. So, by definition, yes, we are getting denser.
So we probably will still weigh the same then, just being little balls of lead. Good to know. We could still jump on buttons and stuff to affect them.
Kelly is going to go over to a replicator.
Okay. The
And-
replicator is about the exit to the replicator is like at your forehead, so you can reach up and in, but not for long.
Okay. She is going to replicate a hoverboard sized for someone slightly smaller than she is right now, with small touchpad controls attached to it so that she can still operate it as she gets smaller and smaller.
Okay. I'm going to make that a control engineering difficulty 3 to quickly program in that magic little item.
Okay, control engineering. Focus in gadgetry.
Absolutely. Yeah,
That's coming in so fucking handy.
I watched the Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie. I love it. It's a spiritual successor to Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I'm about 20 minutes into it when I had to pause it or a while ago, so yeah, I haven't gotten very far into it yet.
What did you think about Ugly Sonic?
It was amazing. The only appropriate
God.
use of him.
I should have bought something with threat.
Yeah, you should have. The computer does not give you what you want. Instead, you get the classic hoverboard that is currently available to kids today.
Can I try again?
Absolutely. Difficulty. I'm going to make it difficulty 3, but this is your last attempt.
Okay. At the very least, she can use the current hoverboard to hover up a little higher to make things easier to reach. And I will certainly buy a dice with threat.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that 9 successes didn't give us any momentum?
You're absolutely right. I'm sorry. What was it? What was that? It was difficulty 4. Yeah, I was just momentum.
Okay, so in that case, I'm going to spend threat and momentum. One
Two-
threat, 2 momentum for 2
Okay.
extra dice.
Should bring
us
us
I'm-
up to momentum 3.
I've had to program myself when it's your voices not to click those buttons.
Yes!
Alright, out pops a tiny hoverboard.
Alright, she's going to get on that, and she's going to start sending the blueprints to replicators all over the ship.
Okay.
I will replicate one in the sick bay, I guess.
Is there a replicator on the bridge?
There's a replicator just in the
Yeah.
room. Yeah.
Okay, I will rush over there. I'm taller than everyone else, so for me, it's probably throat height.
So as Kelly makes her way down to sick bay, section heads start handing out these replicated hoverboards, just eating through replicator rations. Even though we're in real space, we don't have rations.
Yeah. Kind of like, the Voyager magically having enough torpedoes for the entire 9 seasons.
They have industrial replicators; they can make new ones.
They have
Yeah,
self-replicating torpedoes.
Yes, 2 of them were a
Thankfully,
mating
one
pair.
was a
How lucky
breeding
was
pair.
that?
Yeah.
And we've come full circle to that thing I posted. Okay. So yeah, Kelly is scooting her way into a turbo lift. Nishizumi has the bridge. Durethal is handing out hoverboards to people. After a few moments, Kelly arrives in sickbay, noticeably shorter. The board itself is, you could lie down comfortably on it now. But because you were smart enough to put a touchpad on it, it doesn't respond to weight.
Although we do weigh the same anyway, correct?
But not the whole weight.
Matter cannot be created, nor can it be destroyed.
Oh.
In that sense, mass would remain constant.
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah, Ant-Man rules.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, our
Which means that
math.
if we pick someone, because we are so small, it'll be like a bullet.
Yep, Ant-Man rules.
So,
Right.
Saoirse is going to try to figure out the how of this happening.
Okay, so what are you doing?
She is going to take the scans we took of the radiation, take the scans Kestra has made of what's happening to us, try to reconcile the two of them as A causing B. She is going to look at the possibility that maybe passing through the shields did something to the radiation and altered it.
Okay.
And I will assist.
And up on the bridge, what were the orders you left back there?
Keep watch of the house.
Okay. Keeping watch of the house. So.
Oh,
off
and
we go.
maybe inform Starfleet of what the fuck just happened to us.
It amused me of just thinking that emergency message going in chipmunk voice. Okay.
Help us!
Alrighty. So, to look into why combining both radiation scans you have from the bridge and Dr. Kestra's finding is going to be a reason, engineering, or science, difficulty 4.
Okay. Reason engineering. I will go ahead and spend. I don't want to leave us with just one momentum. But I also want to stack the deck on this. You know what? I'll just buy the one with threat, because that success is really helpful.
And that is why we don't roll first.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's my bad.
Okay,
thought we were
I
winning.
have no possible focus for this. Ooh, I think maybe I should quash that complication. No, wait a minute, I can just fucking reroll it, because I used my bold.
Mhm.
It's been a while since we played, okay?
Alright. Okay, four
Alright,
successes
4
on the
successes.
board. Alright, you guys kind of standing on a chair together, going over the printouts on the screen. It doesn't add up. You can see what's happening to Dune, and you can see the math on the radiation, but there's like a missing link between the two. Some third catalyst.
Yeah, that's why I was looking into maybe something with it passing through the shields altered the effect of the radiation.
Okay. So yeah, when you start running that, because you did mention that beforehand, as a simulation, the shields don't seem to be what would be that third catalyst. So you'd at least
Okay.
eliminated that.
Can I run a simulation of that kind of radiation hitting our DNA? What would happen?
Yeah.
Gold plating.
ignoring the actual results, you want to run the radiation hitting nice healthy DNA.
Right.
Okay, so that's going to be reason science or medicine, difficulty 3.
Reason medicine. We getting
Motherfucker!
momentum? Oh, we got 3 momentum. I'll spend the momentum to get 3 dice. But I don't think I have a focus that applies here. Unless
Okay.
emergency medicine would apply.
Kelly is going to tap her comm badge. If you're done, have you done there? Sorry?
He hasn't rolled yet.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Would emergency medicine apply?
No, this is just normal research medicine.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna re-roll that 20.
Yep. Teases, a lot of you. Alright, 3 successes on the board. Yeah, after you program and run those simulations, it wouldn't cause this. Like, that radiation acting on DNA gives you all the telltale signs of radiation poisoning and sickness and all the things you would expect, but it has no reduction of space effect in your simulations.
I will, as soon as I finish all what I was doing, I'll start heading in that direction as well.
Okay. After a
Kelly
few
to
minutes,
bridge?
okay, after a few minutes, as you're saying Kelly to bridge, Durthal walks in, a head taller than the rest of you.
And I will fly up and I'll say, did we find anything out yet?
Only that what's happening should not be happening.
I think I
Can
know
we figure
why.
out the power fluctuation?
Computer.
Well, Dune was on that, and he's a little over there.
Okay, before Kester yells computer, Kelly, you call to the bridge. Go ahead.
Yeah. Lieutenant Nishizumi,
Go ahead. Nishizumi.
when you detected that radiation burst incoming, did you order evasive maneuvers?
I did.
How did we maneuver?
We went up.
Putting the cargo bay between the radiation and the rest of the ship. What exactly are we transporting for that dignitary?
So you can pull up a manifest log. And it seems to all normal stuff you would expect to be transporting. Not livestock or anything. Some food stuff from visiting worlds. Some fancy gems and stuff. Gifts. Goblets, stuff like that.
Were we traveling at warp?
You were traveling at warp, yes.
Computer. Run a simulation of the radiation striking a warp bubble, then interacting with DNA.
Okay.
In the meantime, get someone down to the cargo bay and inspect all of that. I want to know if there's any contraband in there.
And the reason I asked is because I was thinking of with my warp field theory, if that there's something that I might be able to theorize.
So Durthal is going to run that warp core analysis for you, Doctor. Kelly, who are you sending down to the cargo bay?
She left that up to Nishizumi's discretion.
Okay.
He is delegating.
Shizumi, who are you sending down to the cargo bay? Preferably a player character. I just said there's only 4 of you.
Right. What player characters do I have up on the bridge?
No, you.
Okay, yeah. I'm not going down there because I'm not leaving my post. So I will send. Okay, who's on which post? Who's
on first? Why's on second?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know who's on third.
Okay. The only people remaining on the bridge are you and Lieutenant Zek, the tactical officer.
Me and Zek are the last ones?
People have been thundering in like flies. Now, Zek cannot reach his console anymore.
For Pete's sake. All right. Have Zeka go down there and get it.
Yes, ma'am.
We did hand out some.
Because we need to have
hoverboards
someone
for
to
them, though.
stay up here just in case.
So Zek gets on his little hoverboard and heads over to the turbo lift. Durathal, using the doctor's simulations, I need a reason science difficulty 4 to see to study the interactions between the the radiation, the warp field, and the DNA.
Alright. And sense traps? Or, no, not sense traps?
Yes,
Or, no,
warp field theory. The whole
warp
reason.
field theory, yeah. Alright.
Doctor, say something.
And I will.
Hello?
No, just getting all your background noise.
I am sorry, I just turned on my air conditioner. It's extremely
Oh,
loud.
that would do it. Okay.
And I will.
Sorry, it's about 80 degrees in here. It's way too hot.
Oh, that's fine. I just turned you down a bit. Okay, go ahead, Dura.
Alright, and I will use one by one momentum. Use one momentum for an extra die.
Okay.
And I have cautious science. Reroll. Side. Roll.
Quick question: who is John Boyega
jeez.
playing over here?
Yeah, I'm gonna reroll 20.
Boyega's playing Paul Grisk, crewman, attaché.
Ah, gotcha.
I'm not good. There's
Okay,
my
yeah. It is becoming increasingly difficult to use that console, and you were unable to complete your simulation.
May I give it a shot?
I would like to assist because Durathal is probably onto something here because warp fields alter mass.
and yes, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, so as your short friends lean over your shoulder to offer their sage advice, you can re-roll with their assistance.
Oh, okay.
What are we rolling?
We were rolling reason science difficulty 4.
May I roll reason engineering?
Oh,
Yes.
I rolled. Sorry, I didn't know. I thought you said reroll.
No,
so I thought
you're allowed to roll. And now they're adding their successes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I meant I
Okay.
did the regular roll again. You said
Yep.
reroll. So.
Yeah, no, I did.
Oh,
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I got 6.
Durathal bought with momentum, and then you guys succeeded. So we have 7 successes on the board. Durathal reaches up and, way up, hits a few buttons. Kestra, lifts Ellie by the foot and gets her up onto the console. And
Kelly just uses the hoverboard.
oh, that's no fun.
Like a smart person who was distributing these to the crew for exactly this reason.
Yeah, you take all the fun out of this. And eventually you get what you're looking for, which is the radiation affecting on the warp bubble, along with its effects on human DNA.
Okay.
And while the results are promising, they don't quite answer everything.
Can I use the bonus momentum I get from my science officer thing for obtain information to
Absolutely.
see if I can figure out, because the power fluctuation is what made me wonder if it affected our, besides just the warp core, if it affected we get our power through our dilithium crystals, correct?
Correct.
Well, the dilithium crystals act as a regulator for a matter-antimatter reaction.
Oh, okay. But is that what produces our power, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how would that
And then
be?
the energy created from that reaction is transported through the ship through superheated plasma through the electroplasma systems conduits, which is a extremely bad way to transfer energy. Just gonna put that out there. That's a really bad idea. But
So yeah, the bonus for that free obtain information and momentum spend.
Okay.
I just wanted to see if I could find any, like, how it might interact with that as well. See if that caused the spike.
All right. So your obtain information, you ran an extra little bit of a simulation, and you had no negative reaction between the radiation and dilithium.
Okay.
Was there any reaction between the radiation and a work?
We lost someone.
I think that
Mishizumi.
was Kestra.
No. Oh yeah, it was
no, I'm
Kestra's.
still here.
Yeah.
They
it was
did say the
Kestra
warp
mid-sentence.
bubble.
Yeah. No, that was the first question. And while results were promising, it's still like missing a bit of math.
I
Welcome
have
back.
returned.
Excellent.
Welcome back.
What happened
That's-
on your end? Just like some kind of disconnection? Technical difficulties on your end?
I accidentally hit
radiation
the
burst?
X button because I dropped my mouse.
Ah, okay.
Lieutenant Zeg to Commander Kelly.
Kelly here.
Down at Cargo Bay 2. What am I looking for?
Anything not listed on the cargo manifests.
Acknowledged. Be back to you in a few minutes.
Copy.
Where is the dignitary?
We're just transporting cargo.
The dignitaries are having dinner.
I swear to God, if this is Ferengis, I'm holding a riot.
Brainstorming people, anything else that might interact with the field that might be causing this?
Maybe we should look into...
This is medically impossible. Yeah, it's not impossible because it's happening, but this should not happen.
So if it's medically impossible, let's look for an answer in physics.
That means it's magic.
We should absolutely be dead by this point. I just want to point that out.
But we're not, so let's fix this problem before we are.
Acknowledged.
So if we're all supposed to be dead then now, well then why not we just raise the white flag and surrender?
Because fuck you, that's why.
I didn't mean it like that. I meant that our organs are not designed to operate at this scale.
So Dura, you can just click that little correction. Just click the name, don't click the delta, and it'll open up in your character sheet. So you can read
yeah, but it's cut off at the bottom. I was trying to
Scroll.
read. It wouldn't let me. It scrolls to the next thing. It doesn't. It's too big for the box.
That's very weird.
Small screen problems.
Okay.
I'm having it too.
Then click away.
Yeah. And if you notice on there, it seems to be cut off a momentum or threat. They may roll. And then it says 1A. The character receives bonus momentum. It's like they cut and pasted.
Oh, 1A is one. They may roll.
Challenge dice.
Yeah, one challenge die.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, from the book, it's a picture of a delta.
2 or 1?
Yeah.
Nishizumi in the meantime is going to look up the last time someone has encountered this within the Federation.
Okay. Berthal already did the roll for that, so the information is nice and close in the computer memory.
Yeah.
It's been a while, and only one scientist has ever actually dealt with it.
According to Star Trek Memory Alpha, the Enterprise 1701 encountered it.
Okay, so they were the ones who encountered it.
NX or NCC?
NCC.
If I remember the episode, it was Kirk.
Yes, it was in the TOS series.
Yeah. I have vague memory of it. They went to like a planet or something that had a bunch of little people. that what I'm thinking of? I don't remember anything about it really, but I remember that there was like a whole race of these people that have been shrunk down.
Yeah, it was. Yes, they were investigating. They were at a colony. This is from Memory Alpha. My character does not even know this, but according to Memory Alpha, the ship was at a colony, and the colonists were affected by these radiation waves. So they're trying to figure out why they were affected by that. But yeah.
So when you're looking into the computers and going through the logs of the original Enterprise crew and what they were dealing with, you do catch the notes of them encountering residents of a planet that were incredibly short.
Can I does the report indicate how they were able to solve the issue, or if there was any fatalities amongst those colonists?
So, having not actually watched the episode, and with Memory Alpha having very little to offer, there were no casualties of the Enterprise crew, and they did not encounter shrinkage themselves. That may be incorrect, I don't know. However...
Well, it depends on how cold it was that day. Everyone lies.
Yeah. The residents... yeah. Yes.
Sorry.
So there were no casualties to the crew, however, they did shrink, with their weight and mass remaining unchanged.
And I believe on the colonists that have become permanent, but for the crew it's only temporary until they fixed it.
Yes. The final note of the log were that the crew managed to reverse it, however, the colonists were permanently stuck that way, due to length of exposure.
Okay. Well, I will go ahead and forward this report over to the doctor.
Alrighty, and
highlight those parts that I just read. Highlight the most important parts.
Yeah.
is there a way for me to recreate the treatment used?
It probably is mentioned in the report. I just forwarded to you.
So the treatment, so based on the report, the treatment used was not being there anymore.
Moving away.
Excellent.
I'm still racking my brain trying to think of what the third element could be.
And failing all else, would it be possible to reverse, basically do equal and opposite of the radiation signature to try and undo the damage that's been done?
You could definitely try.
Yeah, we dropped out of warp because we had shields.
Could I give it a shot?
Sure.
What is that? Or like at least run a simulation to tell me what kind of...
To run a simulation, it's going to be Reason Medicine, difficulty 4.
May I assist?
Absolutely.
Given her limited medical knowledge, she's just going to let the doc run on this.
And we have no momentum again? Jeez.
We should.
As I checked, we had 3.
Yeah.
Dura spent some.
We had ended up with like 9 successes though on that last one. We just didn't have the.
You should have 2 more right now. Yeah.
All right. Can I spend 2 momentum and threat to get 3 dice?
2 momentum, 1 threat, 3 dice. Wait.
Or 2 dice rather.
Yeah, 2 dice.
I don't think I have anything to use here for focus other than emergency medicine, but I don't know if that would apply.
I did declare a shipwide medical emergency.
That doesn't make everything an emergency medicine check.
Backwards.
But
I can try
this
and
is
offer that.
regarding the thing that caused the medical emergency.
I think emergency
saying.
medicine is actively working on a body, not researching how to actively work on that body. Now, when you've researched this and succeed,
I
and
then will
apply
use
it.
the star cross.
I would. Is the Starcross the one that doubles your?
Focus range.
That's gonna be fun. With how you roll in sickbay. Thanks for the momentum.
Okay.
Ooh.
you find yourself in Jeffrey Tube 44 to do your test.
Not 47? What the fuck kind of Star Trek is this?
No, not 47.
How dare you break with convention?
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
5 successes. Alright, 5 successes on the board. You start postulating a plan. However, to apply this plan is going to be very difficult considering the size of your tools. If only you had some sort of tiny medical tool that you could employ.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna check and see if those medical nanites are ready.
There's a patch ready. You guys are doing that in science labs. That's down the hall on your little hoverboards.
Imagine these things making like Jetsons noises.
After about 40 minutes, you guys are about 3 inches tall. Zed finally gets back to you. Commander, this is getting more and more difficult, but we have a checked over manifest for you.
Any anomalies?
No, everything here checks out. Bunch of fruit baskets, gifts, bunch of unique gems from various races as gifts. Some odd ones, but they all were cataloged properly.
Forward me the data on the odd ones.
Knowledge.
I was going to say, wouldn't it be possible to just say, computer, compare the manifest list to the contents of the cargo bay and report any anomalies?
Sure, unless there's something blocking automatic scans, like some sort of smuggler's compartment, perhaps.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's why you send your security officer to check. Okay, Estra, you arrive back with your Estra-sized vial of nanoprobes.
So are we like 8 inches tall at this point?
Just
3, apparently.
Yeah, 3. I like 3. 3 sounds great.
That's what you said earlier, so.
Yeah.
So I'm 4.
Yes, you're 4. You're very proud.
Yes.
Nishizumi is 2.
Well, Doc, what's the plan?
Okay, so I'm going to try to reverse the effects that the radiation has had on our body by introducing an equal yet opposite level of radiation of the same kind. To be clear, this is an entirely experimental procedure, and there is no evidence that it will work. So who wants to volunteer?
I will. I'm the captain. Crew's my responsibility.
Very well, then.
I
Maybe
will
we
say
shouldn't
use the
experiment on
procedure,
the
only
captain. We
captain,
should want the captain to be left alive.
It is the captain's duty to take on the risk for his crew.
Yes, that's why the captain always leaves the ship first as well, right? Why don't you... I
Ursha
believe we
is
want
just
to protect you.
daring.
And Durathal is just literally arguing with the captain, saying, "No, we got to protect you."
Last. The captain leaves the
Yes.
ship. Last. Meaning the captain shoulders the risk to make everyone else get off first, because it's the captain's job to ensure the safety of the crew. Now, if you're going to argue this further, I
No.
could always confine you to quarters. Go to your room.
We're just trying to protect you. Is all I'm saying.
I'm trying to protect all of you.
All right.
If something goes wrong with this, there's always someone else in the chain of command, although maybe it shouldn't be the doctor.
And why not? Exactly.
Because then you'd have to experiment on yourself, and then who would be the best person to take over?
Fair.
We've lost one of our finest medical minds.
Fair. Right then. So, I will go ahead and proceed with the experiment.
Okay. Taking what you've learned and applying it to your tiny little medical droids is going to be a control medicine.
Who knew that Borg nanites had radiation emitters?
Hello.
Difficulty 4.
Difficulty 4.
Complication range 3.
I feel like emergency medicine should apply.
This definitely applies now. Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I said when you apply what you're learning, it counts.
Okay, so reason medicine.
Reason medicine, difficulty 4, complication range 3.
Okay, and
Extra.
with 5 success,
sorry.
what was the difficulty on that task?
4.
So I got 1 momentum, so I will spend it to get a dice, maybe 2 threat to get another dice,
Yep. Drop that
and
right there.
use the Starfleet Surgeon's decoration to reduce the difficulty of this by 1.
Kelly, you are currently the commanding officer, so that ability is at your disposal. Kestra, this one's at your disposal.
Oh, hell yeah. Have my determination.
Okay.
Alright, Kestra,
Then
I
I
believe
will
in you.
spend. It's a beautiful day, or rather, failure is not an option again, because that is the best focus that I could or value that I could possibly have. Using a determination and value, get 4 dice with emergency medicine as a focus, and I will also use Starfleet Surgeon's decoration to reduce the difficulty of this by 1.
Okay, so it's down to 3.
I'm gonna re-roll that 20.
Absolutely.
It's no longer a crit fail, so
I'll take it.
Alrighty. So, 4 successes, no crit fail. Perfect.
5 successes.
Sorry. Yeah, 5 successes, no crit fail. So, you have that floating momentum. I'll just toss in the pool for you. Kelly, you feel you reintroduce the nanoprobes back into your bloodstream. And after a few minutes of observation, Kestra, using the computer to compare her height now to height then, her height has not changed, whereas yours has a bit. Kelly, the list of oddities has arrived.
Okay. Computer. Run through these list of anomalous materials, simulating how they would affect the radiation passing through a warp field and then passing through each of these materials.
Computing. After a few moments of them running that simulation over and over again, one pops up on the screen. An idle gift that a gem embedded in the middle of it from a race called the Terratin.
Alright, let's look at this a little bit closer, shall we?
The name pops out to you instantly.
Why is that?
That would be the race of people who live on Terra 10.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Terra 10 was the planet that the original Enterprise crew out with the tiny people. Working your way back.
Motherfucker!
Working your way back.
If we remove a computer, run simulations as to see what would happen if we remove the Terratin item from the ship.
Okay. Control Science, difficulty 2.
I'll spin a momentum to get a dice. And I will re-roll that 20. For 3 successes and a momentum on the board.
Okay. So yeah, 3 successes, momentum on the board. The computer comes back with the results you're hoping for, which is it will cease everything that's going on. And based on the logs, removing the cause will allow you to revert.
Well, acting captain, looks like we found the source of our issue.
And good work all around. Seriously, that wasn't sarcastic. Y'all did good work.
Thank you.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go to a transporter room and see if I can beam this sucker out into space. Can we determine a minimum safe distance? Because I think it would be a little rude to just leave it. Or if there's a containment field we can put around it.
I was just going to ask.
Honey, we shrunk the kids.
So, is that something you actually wish to do, or you just plan to beam it into space? Okay.
I do wish to, I want to beam it into space and then find out whether or not we can put a containment field around it or something.
Scene. Okay.
Just vaporizing it.
Okay, well, we don't want to... It is a diplomatic gift from...
Well, it is technically a hazard to the crew. So
It is, but we can get brownie points if we salvage it. And besides, I am teleporting it out into space first.
and then just shoot it. That is Nishizumi's suggestion. But hey, she's a tanker. She likes blowing things up, okay?
Ursha understands.
Do you inform Zeg of your plans?
Yes.
Okay. He's like, acknowledged. One moment. And a few minutes later. Should be a little easier. I put my comm badge on it for you.
Excellent idea.
Because I can't move it. Okay, by the time you make it to a fucking transporter room, which thinks of those hoverboards, is no time at all. Yeah, it's going to be control engineering, difficulty 2.
Okay. Anyone else have a good control and engineering score who wants to assist?
Not me.
They're in medical bay.
I mean, mine's decent, but it's not great.
I'm way too far to assist too. Sorry.
The ship assists in all transporter needs.
Alright then.
Nisha's going to get the ship for me.
Sure. Wrong ship. Alright. It'll be engineering.
It's going to be sensors engineering.
Oh, sensor.
Yeah, sensors for locking on.
Alright.
Go ahead, Kelly.
Alright,
The ship
I
chooses-
will buy 2 dice with threat, and I will use my Starfleet citation for conspicuous gallantry to see if that is reduced.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Whoop. Wait a minute.
Okay, so only one threat. One threat is removed from the pool, so
Yep.
that's yay. And away we go. Control engineering. Huh. Does improvise, adapt, overcome apply?
To transporting a stationary device into space? No.
I was going to say, a stationary device that has proven a significant hazard and to the crew, and if left unchecked, will kill us. Alright,
I
so
still don't like it.
I do not have an applicable focus, which is annoying.
It's a difficulty 2.
Here we go.
Yeah, but we like to crush it out of the park.
You have 4 successes.
And you know what? I rolled bold as well, so I'm going to re-roll that 19.
I hear a washing machine.
Okay.
Okay. You have 5 successes on your difficulty 2 transporter cost.
Hell yeah. Momentum.
Nishizumi, being the only person left on the bridge, you see the sensors now indicate that a small thing has been transported into space.
Okay. So everyone relax a moment until we get back to our proper height. Kelly to bridge.
Commander Edwards is never going to believe this.
Well, we can always stick him in a room with the artifact.
As hilarious as that would be, I think it might get us all demoted.
Bridge. Okay, you guys got me totally confused now.
He called you.
Alright, he called me. Alright. Transport, or this is Bridge. Go ahead.
Maintain a distance from the artifact, but don't lose sight of it.
What artifact exactly?
The thing I just beamed out into space.
Okay. Well, I'll keep a distance. She'll actually go over to the con itself and navigate away.
How do you actually enjoy using your little hoverboard to get over to a different set of consoles? Or are you as stoic as ever? There's no witnesses. There's no one else on the bridge. You could have as much fun as you want.
No, she's not going to do that.
I figured.
Should I fire on this object?
No. I didn't even imply that.
Okay. Bridge out. Nishizumi's a little disappointed. She doesn't get to fire at it.
Okay. After a few minutes, Kestra using the computers, because you would naturally be monitoring this at all times, so it's not a roll, you note that you're getting taller.
I don't think we'd actually need the computers to note that.
Probably not, no, but... reports start coming in from all over the ship that they are slowly reverting back to their normal size, save one.
Which one?
Kelly has not started reverting back to her normal size.
Ah. Can I try and undo that?
Yeah, you can certainly try to remove slightly different nanoprobes from a Borg.
I mean, they're different enough.
That is going to be a control medicine, difficulty 5, complication range of 3.
Cool.
Can I link with them? They were originally my nanoprobes.
Yeah, I suppose you could.
Alright, she's gonna tell them to GTFO. Yeah, just vacate themselves back into the fucking vial.
You guys really know how to take the fun out of everything. Take my threat back.
Hey,
I was gonna say, because, like, I'm out of resources entirely.
Okay, well, after a
Oh,
few
he's-
hours, you revert back all to your original heights. Some of the crew are a little disappointed. They wouldn't have mind kept going a bit or stopping early, but you know, can't control the laws of physics.
As far as I'm aware, currently in Star Trek, they're less of laws and more of general suggestions.
Yeah. Okay. You are now a handful of hours behind schedule,
alright.
and you have a floating rock in space.
Well, let's get studying that thing, see if there is a containment field we can put around it that will block that radiation. The radiation should have a half-life, so it should be slowly diminishing on its own, now that it doesn't have any source to recharge from.
Okay.
But we should also probably let the delegates know why we're late.
So, Durthal, if you want to hit me up with a reasoned science to scan the half-life and to see if you can come up with some sort of way to contain that gift.
Got it. Alright. Sensor ops, I'm assuming focus.
Yep.
And can I use remind me for determination, is that something that I
So,
Use
to
if
use
I
your
got,
determination, you have to cite one of your values.
right, like if I said nothing's impossible, just inconceived?
Yeah, but all you're doing is scanning a rock, so that one
Right,
wouldn't
yeah.
work. Yeah.
Right. So I've got that. Just do what was the difficulty, did you say?
Difficulty 3.
Alright, I will go ahead and use the momentum then. There's 3, and I will. Yeah, this was
Fine.
science. One reroll, might as well use it.
3 for the transport.
Reroll that 18. So 4 successes.
Alright. 4 successes on the board. So yeah, you scan it. Now with all the data you guys have slowly collected over the last couple of hours, you register that it is still producing that radiation, but at a much lesser amount.
Should we notify the delegates that one of their gifts is dangerous?
I'm about to. Although we have determined that it is losing its charge.
Assuming we're not hit with that same type of energy again.
Yeah, that's why we're also looking into containment fields.
Right.
Meantime, Kelly will hail the Deep Space Fortitude.
After a few minutes for the subspace message to go through, Edward shows up in his dress uniform. What is it, Kelly? I mean, thank you for the excuse to pull away for a moment.
Oh, sir, on our way, we were hit with a burst of spiroid radiation,
Worked an eyebrow. That's a new one.
which charged an artifact that was being delivered as a gift from the people of Terra 10, which started emitting a different type of spiroid radiation, which caused the crew to start shrinking. By removing the artifact, we have managed to reverse the process, but we are currently waiting for the radiation to stop being emitted from this thing before we continue forward. We are currently looking into containment fields that will block this radiation.
Oh. So you're going to bring it back on the ship.
If possible.
Have you considered shooting it?
Yes! However, we thought I considered it to be in poor form to blow up a diplomatic gift.
I understand. I think in this case, we can get away with it.
Ishizumi in the background. Vindication!
No,
You've already opened fire.
Additionally, sir, we have also discovered the cause of the problem, or the continuing radiation on Terra 10.
Well, that's more interesting. As soon as I figure out what Terra 10 is.
It is was it a Federation colony? Or was it just a human colony?
It was some kind of colony.
There's a planet Cephas.
Yeah, it was an old human colony outside of Federation territory. Probably Federation now. Only because once the Enterprise reached it, 100 years later.
It is a human colony, sir.
Oh, well, that's good. We'll pass it through the appropriate channels.
Of course, sir.
Anything else I can help you with? Please tell me there's something I can help you with.
No, sir, I'm so sorry. It looks like you're going to have to go back to your diplomatic dinner. Full of socializing and etiquette and that awkward uniform. So sorry.
Very well. Edward's out.
So she just hangs her head for a moment and then lifts it back up. I want you all to know the significant amount of self-restraint it took to say that with a straight face.
Noted. Acting captain.
Nishizumi just remains quiet.
Nishizumi!
Yes. Commander.
In the event that we cannot contain it with a field, I will let you press the button.
You have piqued her interest, but she doesn't show it.
Too much dignity.
Every button on her console just says fire.
Alright. Let's get studying that radiation and containment fields.
Okay. Durathol, as our resident scientist.
I will be back.
Reason Science, difficulty 3.
Right. Centrops, yes. Centrops, yes.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Because you're scanning for ways to contain it now.
Right. All right. And I will, unless anyone disagrees, I would say, we might as well just use 2 momentum just to try and get a better.
I gotta head out.
Okay.
result.
Peace be upon you.
Later. Was fun.
We're just finishing up anyway. Play safe.
Right. And let's see, yeah, that would just that's 3 successes. I'll reroll that 19. Better. 4 successes.
All right. 4 successes. You are confident that you could block external sources of radiation from that thing. Well, but without any way to test it, you'll never know.
Well, we could certainly try. I think we can use a meta-defensive chamber with a chemosite warp circuit and beaming subroutine. That should be able to set up a buffer stasis field around it.
Chemosite's pretty rare. Do we even have that pattern in the replicators?
I believe we do. I just used detective battle generator.
Well, check. It's your idea. Make sure it works.
All right. Is there anything I have to do for that? Or?
Nope. To check the
No.
computer for basic information, it's just readily available. And no, you do not have that pattern.
Yes, unfortunately, we don't have that particular pattern, but perhaps we could find something similar. Ideas?
Nishizumi is just hand over the button.
Well, we might be able to replicate a chemosite warp circuit if we use a charged plate of triluminum.
I think I see where you're going with that. Yes, use a tungsten ray shift scoop, bounce it off that. Oh, yeah, perfect.
Make it happen.
Replicating now, and if you want, you could transport this right around the relic, and we could try bringing it back on.
All right, send it down to the transporter room.
And
Okay.
Delegating everything is weird.
Right? Okay. Taking Nishizumi's small amount of glory away, you wrap the thing in the material you've created and have transported it back onto your ship.
Very disappointed. But, however, to take her anger out, the fact that she could not pull the trigger, she will just go and after all this, she'll go back into the holodeck and go into a tank and blow something up with it.
Saoirse is going to write a complete warning write-up, then have it stuck on that containment box.
Fair enough. And with that, you're back underway. You deliver the stuff. They are very thankful that you didn't just destroy it. They might be able to find a way to contain the unique gift. And then eventually make your way back to Deep Space Fortitude.
Right. Can
Go
we
ahead.
do... I was curious. Can we work on that tank? Because it's been a while. We have not worked on that.
Absolutely. I don't actually control anything, but I will do it. Perfect. Okay, so to work on that tank, the first chunk is creating the prototype.
Right.
An actual
So-
tank?
They are designing a tank. So step one is
gotcha.
designing it. So between Kelly and Ishizumi, it's a work track of 16, difficulty 4, magnitude 4, resistance 2.
Yep. Okay, so that is going to be reason engineering.
Yeah, reason engineering.
All right. Can I assist?
You can assist with pod. Is this
Okay.
considered a small craft? So
Can I
yours is
do armored vehicles focus?
I would hope so.
I do not believe I have any applicable focuses unless we really want to stretch the definition of gadgetry.
It worked.
I would let Nishizumi take the lead then.
Yeah.
I just rolled that.
Yep, just
Okay.
re-roll and add at least one more die or however many you want to buy.
I would say Druithal just goes off to start updating her notes and what she's learned about the crew so far from this little stressful situation, and that way I will take off at this point
Okay.
All right.
as
Thanks.
well.
This display of responsibility is not
Thanks for
indicative
playing.
of Kelly's overall personality.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Later.
All right. What was the difficulty?
Difficulty 4.
4. Oh,
Yeah.
ouch. Okay. You know what? I have not used my value here, so I will use my value. I'll use value. I accept nothing less than success.
Okay. Site success.
And I'm now limited to 3 dice. I will use my. I will spend 1 threat for bold. Oh wait, no. When you use your value, it's like 2 threat, or is it 3?
No.
No. So when you use your value, you just drop whatever dice you're buying by 1, just because it's going to add that 1 to the end. It's a guaranteed
Oh.
crit on the last die. So if you're buying 4 dice, you drop it to 3 and click determination.
Okay. All right, so I'll just go ahead and do get the bolt as well. Fingers crossed. Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
And
Was there anything there that I failed on? Roll wise, I can reroll.
No, unless you want to roll for another crit on the 18 or 17. You can try to add more success to it. But Kelly also gets to assist.
Yeah, I won't do that just in case.
yeah, you use bold. No reason not to.
Now?
Yeah, I'll wait until after you finished rolling before I roll my assist.
Fingers crossed. Hey, look at that.
Okay. Yep. 6 successes on the board. Kelly, toss in there. All right, 3 float.
7.
Shit. Okay. All right. Roll your work track, Nishizumi. So perform task with 7 dice. 2 plus your con.
And I do believe we could spend our floating momentum for piercing.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. All right. So, same roll again, reason, con?
No, it's perform challenge. 7.
Oh.
It's like attacking the task.
Right. Okay. Okay. And
6 successes on the board.
nice.
1 breakthrough.
We could. Yeah, we spent 1
5
for
successes.
piercing.
4 successes on the board. It's got resistance 2. If you don't spend, you don't get a breakthrough.
All right.
We did spend for piercing.
Yeah. And can we spend another to re-roll that 0 there?
Yeah. Is it 1 or 2 for piercing and 1 or 2 for the reroll? Can't remember.
I have no idea.
We'll just call it 1 and 1.
Okay.
I like that plan. That's a good plan.
Okay.
All right, and they're floating anyway. So you have 1 float now.
All right.
So piercing, just Jesus Christ.
But I didn't do anything. Darn.
Oh, well.
We tried.
You do have 2 breakthroughs, however.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So using Itazumi's years of tank expertise, you're designing like the holographic blueprints for this thing. And right out the gate, you know exactly what you want, making the rest of the task a lot easier. So I need another reason con or reason engineering, difficulty 2.
Okay. Who's leading in this?
You are.
I will allow you,
Okay.
since you're the one with the focus.
All right. I'll spend 1 for bold. And go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead and re-roll.
You're the one that rerolls it.
Yeah, I'm re-rolling. There we go. 2 successes.
All
Okay,
right,
3 successes on
and
the board. 3 successes on the board. All right, we have 1 float. Roll your work track.
Right, perform challenge. 7.
7. Yeah, it's always 2 plus the discipline you use.
Okay. Oof, that was bad.
which is why we spend 1 for reroll.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and re-roll those.
Yep, reroll
4
those
dice.
blanks.
Better.
All right.
And
Bye.
spend 1 for piercing.
Okay. Yeah. Your holographic designs are complete.
Saoirse
Excellent.
did insist on 2 joysticks for maneuvering instead of 2 levers because its movement capabilities are a little more complicated than turn left, turn right.
Tanks have levers. Just
Yeah.
not just useful. Okay.
This is why she suggested 2 joysticks, because this thing also has anti-grav capabilities, which means it can strafe as well.
Fair enough. We'll go ahead and go with that for the controls. And the holographic vehicle works now, right?
Yes, the holographic version of this works now, and you can explode it into all the various components you need.
Okay. Let's see. All right.
Hey,
Well-
Nishizumi,
What's up?
you want to shoot the phaser cannon at something?
I would absolutely love to.
And that is
So-
where it fades to black, unless you guys actually want to shoot it.
We're just shooting like a target. Let's place a target. Actually, let's do this. Computer, place a target. Target Pravda's IS-2.
I am genuinely
Pravda,
surprised you didn't send an
IS-2.
M4 out there.
Added. Range, 3 kilometers.
That's fair. Although out of character, the M4 is my favorite Second World War tank, but we're going to go with the IS-2 instead.
Okay, so a phaser cannon ought to reduce that to a smoldering crater,
Yeah, it should.
assuming you hit. Remember, this is a directed energy weapon. You don't have to adjust for elevation.
That is true.
You do, however, have to adjust for the rotation of the planet.
Not at 3 kilometers. With the speed of phaser cannons going, at least.
At the speed of phasers going, yeah. I do the
Might
math
have-
for 50 cal.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
might have to adjust for atmospheric composition.
The important thing is, it's going to be a control security difficulty 4, complication range of 3.
Okay. Armor vehicles focus.
Yep.
Does that work? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see.
Although it's
Uh,
holographic armor, really armor.
Difficulty 3.
Difficulty.
We're firing a
4.
holographic
Oh, sorry.
phaser at it, so
Complicate. Yeah. Difficulty 4, complication range 3.
Okay. Can I use my Starfleet citation of conspiracious gallantry?
Absolutely.
All right.
that's the end of a one shot. Why not, right?
Yeah, I'll use
Yeah.
that one.
Punch it, Chewie.
And- All right. And what does that do?
That does exactly what you think it is. Roll. So you have to buy some threat, and then you roll 1 challenge die for each threat you buy to try to put it back to take it away. So basically, you're trying to get free threat.
Okay. And can I use my Starcross here too?
Why
I
not?
got a Starcross. Yeah. All right. Why not use that? All right. So how do I use my Starcross though?
Basically, you now have a crit range to 8. We just do the math afterwards.
Okay. So let's add how much threat should we put into it?
Just 1, I think. I
One?
mean,
Or 3 dice?
Yeah, I mean, with your star cross, how badly do you think you're gonna roll?
Yeah. I mean, her security is a 4, so it should be pretty good. All right, fingers crossed. Oh wait, forgot to add focus.
Three successes.
Or that 5 counts as 2.
Or that 5 counts as 2. Actually, indeed it does. More importantly, the tank is helping, which is now a Type H ult. 5 successes on the board. The phaser starts charging up. All the fancy little 21st century gauges and stuff start like dipping into the red. And then you just hear the boom as a giant phaser cannon fucking just launches 3 kilometers and you just see the tank go.
Well, the tech we're putting into this is 24th century, so...
Yeah, 24th century, but knowing both of you, you designed it to look like 21st century. A la Tom Paris and the Delta Flyer.
Fair enough.
So most of those gauges are probably cosmetic only.
And okay, you want to try firing the coaxial?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Computer set up 2 Klingon warrior targets.
2 Klingon warrior targets spawn 500 meters away. They are charging your tank with batlets.
Perfect. All right, you can fire the coaxial.
Control security. This one's on you,
Saoirse
Kelly.
just sits there a moment, genuinely debating whether or not she wants to just let them hack at the hull with batlets for a while.
Hey, you didn't add specifications.
Glorious combat. Our batlets, they will fear our batlets.
Alright, I have no focuses for this. I will go ahead and purchase 1 dice with momentum. And because Saoirse is Saoirse, she will make sure the coax is set to stun. And she will open fire.
I assist in giving like range setting and range information and all that jazz.
Well, I said it was difficulty 3, so you don't have to, but feel free.
Oh.
It's firing coax at slightly closer moving targets. Follow the trace.
I'll let him do it.
Okay. Yeah, you fire your coax phaser. Basically, a couple of Type 3 phasers just glued together side by side.
Yeah, it's basically a machine gun with like the main gun.
Yeah, no, I know what a coax is. I'm just saying they're like, instead of your phase cannon, it's just a couple of Type 3s.
Don't we also have a remote turret?
Yes, we do have that too.
I thought so.
You're going to need to give me a list of these things. I can design the character sheet.
Oh yeah, we got 2 machine guns.
Yeah, 1 coax, 1 remote turret.
Yeah, and the 2 Klingon warriors, warrior Damahe.
How many
what
dice
about-
is that going to be?
That is going to be the equivalent of a phaser bank. So, Damahe 4. So 3 plus security. Of the, well, we're using a Type 8, so 4.
3 plus security would be 5 for me.
No, it's the ship's security, which in this case is the tank security, which until we make a character sheet is 4 total. Get that
Okay.
for you. We'll take
No,
yours.
no, it's fine. Yeah, I like that roll. It's a good roll.
Okay. Yeah, you let them run for a while, testing the tracking systems before you let loose, destroying both of your targets.
Some nice shooting.
I am not used to shooting something moving that slow with a gun that fires this slowly.
Should we try to beef up how fast it shoots?
But for anti-personnel work, this is fine. I'm just used to shooting at jets from a jet.
I get it. I get it.
And the jets.
All right. Well, what do you think so far of this design? The weapon system seemed to work just fine.
We're gonna have to put her through an obstacle course, but
Sounds
overall,
good. We
I'm
can do
very
that.
optimistic. We can let that wait for another day, though. I'm gonna go get some actual food.
All right.
These Skittles aren't really filling me up.
You
She has a
kids
bag of
play
Skittles.
safe. And with that, I'm hitting the stop button.